Welcome to our new video. Web browsers are probably the most essential piece of software these days. In modern computing, you simply can't do much without one. Of course, I've tried and used many web browsers over the years. But in recent months, I've found myself coming back to one browser that just works. It's the one that best suits my needs, and it's the browser I feel most comfortable using. What browser is it and why? What are its pros and cons? Stay tuned. The browser in question is Vivaldi. It's another Chromium-based web browser, although it's nowhere near as popular as Chrome or Edge. However, there are several things that make Vivaldi stand out. It's all about the features. Yes, Vivaldi is designed with power users in mind, but it's also perfectly accessible to average users. In my experience, Vivaldi works exceptionally well with web services. For example, if your job requires you to use Google Workspace or Microsoft 365 on the web, both work seamlessly in Vivaldi. We have experienced issues with how those services behaved in certain other browsers. In Vivaldi's case, those online services work exactly as you'd expect. That makes collaboration easy and gives you access to your work from virtually any computer. With some browsers, you have to rely on extensions to enable certain features. With Vivaldi, however, several useful features are built in. For example, it comes with a built-in ad blocker, tracker blocker, and pop-up blocker. You can enable all three, disable them entirely, or choose whichever combination works best for you. That said, the story doesn't end there. Vivaldi also supports many extensions developed for Google Chrome. Users can install them directly from the Chrome Web Store. For example, I installed a weather extension this way. Vivaldi's design is geared toward productivity. One feature I find especially useful is the speed dial page. You can place bookmarks to the websites you visit most often, giving you quick access to the tools and resources you use every day instead of searching for them repeatedly. Speaking of productivity, Vivaldi also comes with a built-in email client with IMAP and POP3 support. So if you want, you don't need to install separate software to manage your email. Of course, if you don't need it, you can simply ignore the feature. Another thing that makes Vivaldi stand out is its incredible level of customization. You can tweak almost everything, including themes, colors, icons, the address bar, tab positioning, the start page, panels, and much more. Another useful feature is Vivaldi Translate. It can instantly translate entire websites or individual words without relying on third-party extensions. There's also Notes, which lets you quickly write and organize notes without leaving the browser or switching to another application. Another thing some people may appreciate about Vivaldi is that it doesn't include an AI assistant. In fact, no AI features are built into the browser itself. At a time when many web browsers are adding AI features, Vivaldi has deliberately chosen a different path. So if you prefer a more traditional web browsing experience, that's exactly what Vivaldi offers. This video isn't meant to be a comprehensive review of Vivaldi, nor is it sponsored by or affiliated with the browser in any way. However, it's worth mentioning that Vivaldi replaced Firefox as the default browser in the Cinnamon edition of the Manjaro Linux distribution. That leads us to our next point. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to Vivaldi. Many people in the Linux community are cautious about the browser because it's not entirely free and open source software. It is based on Chromium, which is a free and open source project, but Vivaldi itself includes proprietary components. In addition, many reviewers have pointed out that Vivaldi's extensive feature set and high level of customization can feel overwhelming for casual users. They often say it's an excellent browser for power users who know exactly what they want and how they want it to work. That said, I think you can simply ignore the advanced features and use the browser exactly the way you want. Anyway, have you tried Vivaldi? What do you think of the browser? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. And if you'd like to see more Linux content, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.